The three-asset home system replacing salaries. The entire economy is relocating. Not to another city, not to another country. To the one place the corporate infrastructure spent 60 years teaching you to abandon, your home. While HR departments scramble to mandate return-to-office policies, economic data suggests the smartest capital allocation is happening in the opposite direction. The commute not as a lifestyle choice, but as a business expenses being reevaluated. 2 hours a day, 10 hours a week, 520 hours a year spent in transfer, not in production. The women who are winning right now are not the ones fighting for the corner office. They are the ones who looked at their domestic square footage and asked a different question. What if this isn't where I retreat from work? What if this is where I build equity? By the end of this video, you will understand the three-asset structure that is silently replacing the salary model. Not as a side project, as the primary operating system. Let's address what you already know but have been told not to say out loud. The traditional employment contractor time, their mission, their equity is a depreciating asset. Every year you stay, you are more experienced and less valuable to them. The salary ceiling is by design. The promotion bottleneck is by design. The exhaustion you feel at 3 p.m. is not a personal failing. It is the predictable output of a system that extracts your prime cognitive hours and returns a fixed percentage, regardless of the value you generate. You are tired because you are investing in someone else's compounding return. The model was built for a different economy, one where companies held the information, the infrastructure, and the distribution. That economy is over. You now have access to global markets from a device in your hand. The infrastructure is democratized. The bottleneck is no longer access, it is attention. And attention yours is the most expensive asset you will ever manage. The women who are exiting the glass tower are not running from ambition, they are reallocating it. They looked at the commute, the politics, the performance theater, and they did the math. The ROI was not there, so they stopped trying to optimize a broken system, and they started building a new one. There is a term used in institutional finance, alternative asset classes. It refers to investments outside the traditional stock and bond portfolios. Real estate, intellectual property, private equity. The three-asset home system operates on the same principle. You are no longer building a career, a linear, time-based trade. You are building a portfolio of assets that generate returns independently of your physical presence. The first asset is intellectual capital. This is not your resume. This is your proprietary methodology, the systems you have built, the frameworks you have refined, the questions you know how to ask that save clients months of trial and error. In the old model, this belonged to your employer. In the new model, it belongs to you. And you can license it, teach it, systematize it, and sell it once to many. The women who are winning are not working more hours. They are packaging what they already know and distributing it at scale. A framework becomes a course. A process becomes a template. A conversation becomes a consulting offer. The intellectual work you were doing for free in meetings is now a product line. The home is not a limitation here. It is an advantage. Zero overhead, zero commute, maximum margin. You are not paying rent to impress clients. You are not performing productivity for middle management. You are simply operating. The second asset is relational equity. This is not networking. This is the deliberate cultivation of trust at scale. In the salary model, your relationships were owned by the company. Your clients were their clients. Your collaborators were their employees. When you left, you started over. In the asset model, the relationships are yours, and they compound. The home-based operator has an unfair advantage. Here, proximity, consistency, depth. You are not building rapport in 30-minute Zoom calls between meetings. You are building relationships over months, in shared communities, in thoughtful exchanges, in work that reflects care, not speed. Sociological shifts indicate that trust is now the primary currency in the attention economy. People do not buy because of ads. They buy because someone they trust pointed them in a direction. That someone can be you, but only if you are present. Only if you are not performing for a boss. Only if your attention is yours to allocate. The women who are building relational equity are doing it from their dining tables, from their home offices, from their couches. They are showing up consistently in a world that rewards consistency more than credentials. They are not louder. They are clearer, and clarity, over time, becomes authority. The third asset is temporal sovereignty. This is the one they do not teach in business school because it threatens the entire employment model. Temporal sovereignty is the ability to decide, in real time, what your attention is worth. Not based on a contract signed 2 years ago. Based on the opportunity in front of you right now. In the salary model, your time is pre-sold 8 hours a day, 50 weeks a year, at a fixed rate. If a high-value opportunity emerges, an urgent client need, a creative breakthrough, a market window, you cannot capitalize on it. You are already spoken for. In the asset model, your time is liquid. You can move fast, you can say no, you can double down, you can rest without permission. This is not about working less. It is about working when the leverage is highest. The home-based operator has structural flexibility that the office-based competitor does not. When a school closes early, she does not lose a day. She shifts. The client needs a fast turnaround. She does not need to ask her manager. She decides. When she is in deep focus and the work is flowing, she does not stop because it is 5 o'clock. She finishes, and then she stops. This is not chaos. This is allocation. And allocation is strategy. There is a concept in organizational design called capital expenditure, CapEx. It refers to the investments a company makes in infrastructure, not to generate immediate returns, but to increase long-term operational capacity. The women who are building the 3-asset system are treating their homes as corporate headquarters, and they are making CapEx decisions accordingly. Not furniture, architecture. Let me show you what I mean. The first investment is the sanctuary switch. This is the tool that allows you to move from domestic mode to operator mode in under 60 seconds. For most women, this is a pair of high-quality noise-canceling headphones. Not the ones you use at the gym. The ones that cost what a week of lattes costs? The ones that signal to your nervous system. The operator is online. You would not run a board meeting in a noisy cafe. So why are you running your strategy calls with ambient chaos in the background? The sanctuary switch is not about blocking out your children. It is about curating your auditory environment the way a Fortune 500 company curates a boardroom. Silence is not a luxury. It is a competitive advantage. The second investment is the analog database. In a world of infinite digital noise, the women who are building intellectual capital are using physical tools to store their most valuable thoughts. A high-end journal, not for gratitude, for strategy. This is where you document your proprietary frameworks. The client questions that repeat, the solutions that worked, the patterns you are starting to see across industries. This is not scrapbooking, this is R&D, and when you are ready to package your intellectual capital, this is your source material. The tactile act of writing by hand forces clarity. You cannot copy-paste your way through a framework. You have to think it through, and that cognitive work done slowly, done privately is what separates you from everyone who is trying to build a business from ChatGPT prompts. The third investment is respect for self. This is the least obvious and the most important. It is the signal you send to your own nervous system that the work you are doing is not a hobby. It is not something you squeeze in between laundry and lunch. It is the primary operation. This looks like ergonomic lighting, a chair that costs more than your couch, a desk that is not shared with homework and mail. You are not asking for permission to take your work seriously. You are making a capital investment that makes the decision for you. When your body is comfortable, your brain is available. When your environment is intentional, your output is consistent. This is not indulgence. This is operational efficiency. The women who are building the 3-asset system are not trying to separate work and life. They are designing a model where both are in service of the same mission. The dynasty, not the empire you build in spite of your children. The empire you build because of them. Because here is what the salary model will never tell you. The noise in the background is not a distraction. It is the reason, the laundry, the meals, the interruptions. These are not obstacles to your ambition. They are the evidence that you are building something that matters beyond a quarterly earnings call. The 3-asset system allows you to generate income, build equity, and compound relational trust, while the people you are doing this for are still in the house. That is not a compromise. That is an unfair advantage. Because when your children see you operating, not performing, not hustling, but building, they inherit a different model. Not the one where work is somewhere you go to escape. The one where work is something you design around the life you actually want. That is generational wealth. Not the money, the model. The entire economy is relocating, and the women who are paying attention are not fighting for a seat at the old table. They are building new tables. In their homes, on their terms. With their rules. The 3-asset system: intellectual capital, relational equity, temporal sovereignty is not a side project. It is the primary operating system. And the home is not where you retreat from the market. It is where you control it. You are not staying home. You are securing the perimeter. Disclaimer: this content is for educational and informational purposes only and does not replace consultation with a professional. Always consult a qualified professional for any questions related to finance or business. Tell us where you are building your empire from. See you in the next video.